They are in the chat, and I'm gonna put it in the chat again, just in case people are missing it. The link, and you're gonna do the first 2 screens. I see about 32 people on, so that's great. I'll give you guys about 1 more minute on there. All right, I'm gonna have you guys come back to the screen. What I had you guys just complete was a 2 slides on Desmos, which we're gonna go a little bit more in depth into in a minute. But welcome to my session on student engagement and celebrations with a focus on upper elementary. Our goals are how to bring student engagement with GG culture, ideas for celebrations, and then I'm trying to do a lot of collaboration time. So my name is Jennifer Donais, and I am a middle school math coach in Amesbury, Massachusetts. Some interesting facts about myself is I won the Presidential Award for Excellence in Math and Science Teaching in 2016. I am the Digital Literacy Computer Science Ambassador for DESE, and I travel globally to facilitate professional development on STEM with STEM Revolution. And a year ago, at this time, last year, I was in Abu Dhabi without a mask in a nice warm weather. So I miss it, but what can you do? But I do miss being in Abu Dhabi. So I'd like to see kind of what you guys clicked. And this is the Desmos South. I'm gonna anonymize everyone so people don't know who each other are. But the first little screen was a little GG to see what GG people are feeling like today. This is kind of a fun one you could do on Google Slides, a Jamboard. You just put the pictures and have them pick how they're feeling today, but bringing in that GG culture with it. And what I'm seeing is a lot of people are feeling like the little disco one. I see some GGs with coats on. I see one sad GG, which makes me upset. But a lot of cute GGs, some musical GGs. People saying that's been a long week. I was about to not let it go during snack time today. So that person seems like they're doing really good today. And a lot of people doing good. So that's awesome to see. And then I see that we had a little introduction. So I'll do like 1 or 2 of them. So we have Kim joining us today, who's done SE Math for 7 years, and Lawrence, really close to Amesbury. And an interesting fact about her is that she loves board games. I'm going to do maybe 1 more person. We have Chris with us today, who's used SE Math for about 3 years in Boston Public Schools. And he's been married, and she was his 3rd grade crush. That's so cute. So we have some awesome people in our session today. And like I said, we will be using this platform a little bit more to collaborate. But before we get started, I thought it would be kind of important to talk about what the definition of student engagement is before we get started on a student engagement presentation. So student engagement in education refers to the degree of attention, curiosity, interest, optimism, and passion that students show when they are learning or being taught, which extends a lot of motivation they have to learn and progress in their education. So we're really going to focus on this and how to get students engaged in mathematics. That's the point of ST Math. But we're also going to get how to get students and teachers engaged with ST Math and making teachers want to get those more minutes in if you have teachers struggling with that. So as you saw in the main session, I talked about ST Math Clue. And I went in a lot of detail about the adding and subtracting fractions one. But as you can see on the presentation and on that Google Drive, I have templates for all of that. So if you're not doing adding and subtracting fractions right now, which maybe many of you guys aren't, there's templates. So the first template you'll get is the Google slide presentation. And again, this was where you would put these questions around the room, or if you're remote or probably hybrid, you probably give these to students virtually. And all you have to do is they're here for you, and you just take a text box and you put in the questions yourself. So if you're doing, like right now we're doing multiplying decimals, you can put all your multiplying decimals questions in here, and you just kind of go down the row until O to get them in. From there, you would take the answers from this and you would put them onto the detective sheet. And I try to make it as easy as possible. It says insert answer to B, insert answer to F. So you can just kind of insert them where it says it. And then you'll see on each category, it says insert fake answer. And the fake answer is what's going to end up being the code. So you can see this is 1, and then you can see fake answer 8, and you can see the other answer 7. So you know the lock code in this is going to be 187, because those are going to be the ones left over after all those correct answers are taken. So super easy. If you have the questions, you just throw them in, put the answers in here for the students. And again, if you are remote and you don't have a lockbox, because you could even, if you're in person, use an envelope or whatever you guys would like to use. What you would do is on this sheet, again, this is a template that's on the Google presentation. You would just give this to them. You press that send button and you give them the link to this form, or you can make a copy of this. If you want to change the combination, right now the combination says 187, you just change the numbers right in there for yourself. And the last template I give is the last clue. If you want to change the last clue, say you want to change the pictures, say you want to change the numbers, this is in a Google Doc, so you can just go right in, delete these numbers, make them maybe you want to do fractions, maybe you want to do whole numbers because you don't think your students are ready for those decimals. Whatever you're doing, you can change those numbers to better fit your needs. And if you want to, if you don't like the pictures, they're all images, you can delete and then add your own images in here as well. And then you would just change that in the Google form by adding an image and then deleting this. So that's it for ST Math Clue. Again, it's pretty simple to do. Anyone can do it. If you have issues or need support with it, I'll at the end show you what my Twitter and email is that you can reach out to me on. The other thing I wanted to introduce today was a virtual GG escape room. This, I'm not going to lie, it takes a little bit more tech skills to be able to create one. With that said, I have one done for 6th grade area. But I also did this video right here that I hyperlinked on my Google presentation that, again, is in that Google Drive. It's like 8 minutes long, and it kind of goes in detail of how to make a virtual escape room if this is something you're interested in and have those tech skills for it. But I'm going to show you the site. So basically, it's on a Google site, and I embedded a Google form in a Google slide presentation. And students are told when they walk in the room that Gigi lost his passport. And in 45 minutes, he's traveling across the country, and he needs that passport to get to the next country. So can you help Gigi by answering the clues to help him find his passport? And what they do is they go to this Google presentation, and they start clicking for clues. So I can click the ostrich. I see that there's a clue, and I go to it, and I solve that clue. I look at the robot. Oh, here's another clue. I solve it. It's like a little Facebook message. They have to solve that word problem in there. So they have fun finding the clues. There's different fun ones in there that they love to do. And when they find that answer, kind of like you did with the clue, they go in and they start typing in the answers to those clues in this Google form. And when they finish, they press next. And again, just like in Clue, they'll get a final clue that they have to answer. I think for this one, I made it just a word problem. So that's what like it's like an MCAS word problem. And then from there, they get the passport, and they're super excited to find that passport for Gigi. So yeah, so those are 2 really fun things that my teachers always ask me to make for them, because the students are super engaged. They feel like detectives, and they're asking over and over again, can we have another escape room? Can we play the clue game? And then they want to go on ST Math more after that too, which is kind of funny. And the last engagement strategy I'm going to talk about today, until I kind of put it off to you guys and see what you guys are also doing, is a design challenge. So when we went back hybrid, Amesbury's been remote most of the year, but we went back hybrid right after Thanksgiving for like just a little bit. And then, we're back to remote, is they love these little Gigi's. So I was bringing these around to the classrooms, and they were super upset because they said Gigi is not safe. He doesn't have a mask, and they were super upset about it. So they started making the masks, then that turned into scarves, that turned into dresses, that turned into other clothing items. So when I was talking to my teachers about it, we were talking about how that can be extended so easily. The 5th grade measurement, making the students measure it in a certain amount and then being able to make those clothes. We were talking about 6th grade ratios, how they could take their clothes and then have to change the size of them to fit Gigi. So we're saying how that could definitely take their interest in what they're doing right now, and then obviously bring it toward the level of what they're doing in their math class, which I thought was really cool. We were also saying if you don't want to relate it to your math classes, that it's a good extension activity, having fabric on the side, and when students finish, saying to them, okay, now you can make Gigi a scarf. Okay, now you can make Gigi a mask that they finished early. So something fun for your early finishers. So those are some of the activities that we're doing right now for student engagement at my school. And again, this makes our students talk more about ST Math. The more we bring Gigi into our culture, the more they're talking about ST Math, and then they start talking about how many puzzles they did and what puzzle they're on. So it just brings the value of ST Math more. Also, when I'm making those activities for my teachers, they start to value ST Math more because then they see the students talking about it, then the parents are asking them about it. So it just, again, brings that culture into your schools. So right now I'm actually going to have you go back to that Desmos link. And again, I'll put it back in the chat if you lost it. And I'm going to have you guys answer slide 3. And if you didn't finish slide 1 and 2, go ahead and you guys can do that now too. Oh, I already see so many people on there so fast. And then I just need the chat. And I see some questions in the chat too. Oops. So as you guys are doing slide 3, I'm just going to answer some of the questions in the chat. Kristen, so yeah, on Amazon for like $15, I got one of those lock boxes that has the lock right in the lock box with 3 codes. And I just change the lock code whenever I'm doing these to match whatever the code is. So yeah, I got an actual lock box. And Kaylee, I can tell you that I've not done the clue game, but I've done escape rooms with students from I've done them with 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders before. So which is very similar to doing the clue game. So yes. And I see answers coming in. So again, you guys are anonymized. So as you guys are typing in, I'm going to start reading some of your answers. And then if you guys have any comments or questions about it, please ask. So I have Call Siegel. And as you guys see, I anonymized you guys. You guys are all mathematician names. So it won't be your real names. No one knows who wrote it. So he says, we have been remote all year and our school is short. So students are expected to work in ST Math after synchronous time. Learning that has been completed. Teachers are really struggling to get students with the time on ST Math. The teachers are the most successful, the ones who consistently share how many puzzles students are doing. We're going to talk about that next with the competitions and virtual bulletin boards. But yeah, I feel like the more we talk about puzzles and with our students, the more they're going to do it. Someone is a virtual trophy case. When we're in person, our 4th grade students were ST Math buddies. For 1st graders, it was a leadership position in our school. That's really cool. I really like a virtual trophy case. And I love how you had use your 4th graders to help your 1st graders. That shows the importance of the program. And then that Florence Nightingale, weekly celebrations by grade level at a school at Zoom meetings. That's awesome. Gottfried, I'm so bad with these names. Gigi comes to visit my class often to recognize students meeting their minutes. That's awesome. They do certificates, prize boxes, shout outs at their school. They have a Gigi racing leaderboard. These are all great ideas. Someone else set school-wide goals. They have a flat Gigi type activity over the break. I love that. I know in the other session, Nancy's talking about that. And it's something I really want to do. Try to do something with Gigi, moving him around. So these are all great answers. Thank you so much for them. I'm going to come back to my presentation. And we're actually going to move on to, where are we? To ST Math celebrations. Some of the ST Math celebrations I'm doing in my school. So one of them that I use all the time, oops. And again, I'm going to this virtual bulletin board right here, is this is our school-wide virtual bulletin board. If I was at school, this would probably be a bulletin board in the school. But this year, I actually really like it, having a virtual bulletin board, because I feel like my parents see it more because it's on our website and it's in different places that they can see our teachers put in their websites, put them in the Google Classroom. But what I really like about this, I send this weekly, I send a weekly email to my teachers. And what I love about this is I get all this information right from the ST Math dashboard, from those new reports. And I have 5th and 6th grade at my middle school, and the teachers are in such competition with each other. So when they see that the 5th grade is beating them and 6th grade gets so mad, they go to their students and they start saying, Mrs. Osborne's class is in front of us, guys. This can't happen. We need to get in front of them. So it's just like this really fun competition that they have against each other. Again, I just sent it to the teachers, but then they show their students this information too. And the students like to see like how many total puzzles they've solved for the school, how many objectives they solved. So it's just something easy. And again, you just go use template and you can just change the numbers and you can change the AMS to your school. And something just easy that you can do by tomorrow. The other virtual bulletin board that I'm doing right now is a competition. It started after Thanksgiving and it's going to go until this Sunday, January 17th. Is that the Sunday? So basically, all I did is took a Google slide presentation. I put Mount Everest on it and said, like, who can climb Mount Everest with us? The hardest part truly was making the juju's with the hats and the names to kind of distinguish between each class in a virtual word. So if you have some tech skills, I just did it in Paint, and I put the little hat on, put the little words on their things. But basically what's happening here is their average classes. So as their average class puzzles per class, I put where they are falling in the puzzles. And they see, like, this week, one of my teachers, they were like in the top 3, and they had low puzzles last week. So they fell down the mountain and they were so upset. And so now they're all up, like, ready to like get tons of puzzles this week because they know the competition's ending and they want to win. So they're all trying to get up to this person, Watson, right now, because Watson's in the lead. And the funny thing is with this, our pull-out classes, or my ASD program, some of my pull-out math classes are doing the best because they see it, because there's like 6 students in that class, so they see if they are all on ST Math that their average can go really high. So it's actually really motivating to my pull-out math students to get onto ST Math too. So it's just a fun competition. The students are having so much fun doing it. And yeah, they love it. So those are some of the celebrations. Some of the other celebrations, those are student celebrations. I feel like to get teachers involved, we do need teacher celebrations, and we need to tell our teachers when they're doing a good job, especially this year when things are so stressful. So some of the ways I do that is every 2 weeks, I send out a newsletter. I'm going to highly suggest smore.com. It's like $80 a year. It's the easiest newsletter ever, and it emails it directly to my teachers and gives me data. But on this newsletter, I have a whole section for ST Math where I talk about what's going on with ST Math. Is there any competitions going on? And then I make videos. Sometimes the videos will be for my teachers, and sometimes the videos will be for my parents. And the teachers really appreciate that. One, this reminds them of what's going on with ST Math if they miss different emails or whatever is going on. But they also really like when I make the parent videos because they get so many emails about ST Math, bombarded with emails from some parents, that if I see a trend on what's going on, I make that video. So like we keep having parents email about like how to help their students with ST Math. So I did a parent video on how to use facilitating questions when students are struggling, which helped the teachers just send out that video if they keep getting questions, and then they get less questions from the parents because the parents now have that video to kind of reference. So they enjoy that. The other thing I do is called a bright spot moment. I do this for all my teachers, not just my ST Math teachers. But what happens here is when I'm going into classrooms, I look for a bright spot moment. So for ST Math, that could be when you go into a teacher's classroom and they're doing ST Math chat and they're using facilitating questions and they're doing a really good job with it. What I do is I write something up and I email it to the teacher and get permission from the teacher to send it district-wide. And then I send it to all the district personnel, including my superintendent. I put it on my website. I put it on the school website. I put it on the newsletter so that people know, one, that this teacher did an awesome job, but why that teacher did an awesome job. So the other teachers can say, oh, they did a really good job because they used facilitating questions. And then I give that teacher, I paint rocks. So I write, like I got a rock and write bright spot moment, and I give it to them. I think I have a picture of it down here. Here, right here. This is a rock. So I said, you blew me away. Give them the rock. And they appreciate that. Just a little memento to put on their desk as a reminder that they're a great teacher and that they're doing great things. So those are some of the celebrations I have been doing with my teachers. Another question I get all the time is, what kind of prizes are you using with your teachers? Now, this goes from like most expensive to least expensive. So if you have money, your school, a PTO, whoever, the ST Math store is a great place to go. My kids, like I said earlier, love little Gigi. They want him. They would love to take him home. They're like $10 right now in the store. Love them. They would love a pencil. They have the little backpacks, the great prizes. If you don't have the money, which right now I do not, I go to Amazon and I found these penguins, which are tub toys, probably for a 3-year-old. And I gave them to my 5th and 6th grade students, and they loved them. They thought it was a little Gigi. They used it. They loved it. And again, it's a tub toy, and it was not very expensive. They had the little Gigi squeezy toys, and I even get like emoji balls, funny pens, and the kids love them in all grade levels. Again, like I'm in middle school, so this works with my 8th graders too. This is not just my 5th and 6th graders. And obviously these work lower grades as well. My favorite prize to give, though, to be honest, is I bought a onesie. It's the most comfortable thing ever for $30 on Amazon. To act like I'm Gigi the penguin. And because it's older grades, I don't care if I have a mask on, I don't have a mask on. And what I do is, like, as a class prize, I'll go into the rooms and I'll do a virtual escape room, or I'll do Clue, or I'll do a design challenge with them. So it's a prize that's still educational, so I don't feel like they're missing school time, but it's also free. And the kids still love it and they still get excited about those type of prizes. So yeah, those are some of the type of prizes that I'm using. So what I'm gonna do now is, we have about 5 more minutes, is I'm going to open up the rest of the slides on Desmos. And they're basically asking you, what do you do for celebrations? What do you use for prizes? Do you have any questions or comments for me? And I'll answer any questions in the chat, or if you unmute as well, I'll answer questions and also go over some of your answers from this chat. And I'll move this. Okay. Kristen, I can. I use a website to get transparent GGs, and I'll put that in the chat. I'm just trying to remember. It's called remove.bg. And when you put that in, and then you upload an image, it makes it transparent. So that's how I get all my transparent. Or I think I did a direct message. So I'll make sure to send that to everyone if everyone's interested in how to make it transparent. GG, remove.bg. And I can't even go to that website right now. And then you just upload an image and it makes it transparent. What else? You make it an image. Oh, thank you, Leah. Leah just put that in too. Many of these also. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So everyone has seen that. All right, so now I'm going to look at some of your celebration ideas that you guys have. So Carl, we have given out gift cards at the end of the year. We have weekly classroom celebrations and teachers give prizes to kids who meet certain goals. That's awesome. They have shout outs, virtual trophies. I would love to hear more about your virtual trophies if you would like to share with us. And recorded messages. SD Math prizes, virtual game board. Oh, I would love to hear from Norkio. What's your virtual game board hour? If they would like to share. They have display cases. Each week, one classroom gets a congratulations. That's awesome. I've seen classes do like move banners to different classrooms to celebrate them. I'm also thinking about doing like raffle tickets for my teachers every time their class gets 30 minutes. So those are all great ideas. Use the printables, video shout outs. These are awesome. And then I see, let's tell me something about, okay. Let me see if there's any questions. All right, I don't see any questions. Does anyone want to unmute themselves and tell us about their celebrations or prizes that they use? So I see some really good ideas here, though. I love the gift cards, and I love the virtual game board hour. I know I had tried Monopoly for like behaviors and stuff. So I wonder how you do that with ST Math. Maybe every minute they get 90 minutes, they get to move up on the game board. Some other things I didn't get to talk about in my presentation since we have like 2 more minutes. If no one has other things to share, with the design challenges, some other things we did were, again, these were in person, but we took a math problems, and like if the kids solved a math problem, they would get materials to get Gigi down a zip line. So we'd have like a zip line out. They would get like a cup, string, paper clips. Every problem they solved with a group, they would get materials, and you could get Gigi down the zip line as a design challenge, which is kind of fun. I've seen like build Gigi a house, so you can have this again, and you can have them build Gigi a house or a tent or whatever their content is. In 3rd grade, it could be like with area. With 5th grade, rectangular prisms for volume, you can say you have to do a certain volume. I know in my 3rd grade, I used to be an elementary math coach, and in 3rd grade, we gave them a area and said, you have 500 square feet of land. Now figure out what you're going to do with it, and you can say what would Gigi want in that land. So those are like some more fun design challenges. And I see that we have 55 seconds. Does anyone have any last comments or questions for me before we leave? And let me share with you guys too my email and my Twitter. If you have any questions about today or need help with some of your presentations, please feel free to email me or get in touch with me on Twitter. I'd love to network on Twitter and to follow each other. So please reach out there as well.